There's a lot in between, but it doesn't just happen overnight. It's not a thing that just, hey, you want this, next year. I went from, if you know the photo, 130 pounds to what I am now, which is 200, and the heaviest I've been with, the other photo is 206, right? And that's over the span of 12 years doing it. And once again, believe it or not, doing it all naturally.
Ambition Academy.
Do the Harlem Shake.
There's actually Captain America.
I was just gonna
Captain
say,
Nate, yo, if you're watching,
shout
bro,
out.
shout out, yo.
Shout out to Captain.
Oh, dude. I mean, Captain America, Nate, one of my good friends, man.
We're doing this now, so
we're doing
it's
it
live. It's live.
So
We're doing this.
we're doing this. Let's get it going.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. Good night.
Good day.
Welcome to Ambition Academy. My name is Adil.
My name is Cash.
I'm Ray the Bay.
And I, special guest, Nate, also known as Cap. Might have heard my name dropped a few times, but
Yep.
incredibly honored and excited to be here. So we're going to see how it goes today.
You already sound like a natural, bro.
What an intro, bro. Yo, just take it. Yo, we're done. I'm just gonna leave, bro.
I feel like I'm the guest now.
The moment you guys told me I was coming, I was rehearsing in my head and just
on the drive here.
like the past week, I've just been like, I'm going to do this. Don't be stupid. Don't. Mental prep.
No, guys, he literally did like 100 push-ups before he sat there just to get a pump.
You can probably see it.
Behind the scenes.
Maybe. No.
But once again, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I'm excited. I don't know about you guys. I'm excited. I'm excited.
You know, we always just hear ourselves talk, and then now it's like we got Cap, and like not only do we hear ourselves talk, we talk about. We mentioned you how many times, and like
Twice.
here he is.
I've got a
Here he is.
whiteboard where I'm marking it down.
I think it's between you and my niece that get the most shout outs.
Yeah.
Shout out to your niece again once again.
Yo, she asked me for it too. Yo.
I wore this especially for her, actually.
Okay, I'll let her know.
Yeah, it's the Simpsons collab.
Oh, she loves The Simpsons too.
Yes.
Yo, she's gonna want that.
Yeah.
Uncle Adil, bro. She'll be like, send it.
Now, what was your catchphrase again on every comment?
So tough.
So tough.
So tough.
So tough.
Yeah, wait till she sees you.
Well, she'll remember me.
Bro, I'm her hero, bro. Now you're gonna make me look small, bro.
Hey, she can look up to you because you made this. Be like, I made that. I turned him into that.
I did, bro. I did. You know what? Sometimes I want to stay humble, but fuck that, man. I built that motherfucker, you know?
Yeah, that's one thing I make sure I'm like, you will always get the credit for building this. 100%.
However, at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, it's like you can always give someone the blueprint for something. You can make them dinner. You could cook it all. You could provide them with everything. But if you don't do it, what's going to happen? Nothing.
Nothing.
So you got to take some pride in that, man. You put in the work.
Long-
But I mean, that's why you're here. That's why you're here to tell everyone
yeah.
about your journey, bro. About your journey. So let's start it off, man.
Yeah, man. This episode's about you. Nathan, aka Captain America. This episode's about you. So, let's start off by talking about who you are, and your origin story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For this whole story, we're going to have to go back pretty far. But for me, like, as for who I am right now, I'm just a simple guy. I think that most people that know me for a little bit of time, I'm happy, easygoing. Nothing really gets to me. I have nothing to be unhappy about. And through, I guess, telling my story, it will make sense as to why I am the way I am now. But yeah, I guess my journey starts way back when. When I was younger, I was always a very small guy, and I know I still got the photo that should probably be popping up here soon of when I first started working out. So I was always a very small dude. My dad, 6'5". My mom, 5'2". I didn't stand a chance. My sister outgrew me so fast. And growing up, everybody always told me, like, you're going to be small for your entire life. Like, you are going to be your mom's height. Like, they set that standard for me growing up, and I started to kind of like to believe it, because as the years went on, my sister got taller and taller, and I still stayed the same height. I was like, oh, this is going to suck. I'm going to be 5'2" like my mom. I'm looking up at my dad the rest of my life. But yeah, the years went on, and, you know, finally I started growing, at least height-wise. I started growing, and...
Must be nice.
I'm sitting down right now, but yeah.
And you gotta tell my mic is pointing down and theirs is pointing up, so it sounds a lot.
If you guys can't tell, he's got a booster seat too.
Anyway, continue.
So, growing up, like, I was always a really skinny guy, like, very, very high metabolism. My dad, 6'5", 180 pounds, still to this day, just, dude,
He's 180.
slim guy, super tall. So that was always my build, was always being very slender. So it wasn't until I think grade 10 where I finally hit my growth spurt, but like growing up. So I finally hit 6 foot. Oh, thank God, I'm in the club. I'm in the club.
If you know, you know.
I don't know because I'm not 6 foot.
But the thing was, like, I started training a little bit in high school, just like phys ed class, a couple of my buddies, but just nothing was really retaining, because you don't really know much when you're going through school. But graduated in 2013, and I'm not originally from here. I'm from somewhere else. So after I graduated, tried finding a job, couldn't find one. My dad was already out here, and he's like, hey, if you want to move out here, start a new life, like, you go for it. And honestly, moving away from where I grew up was one of the best things I ever could have done, because anytime back then, I wanted to be different. Like, I was also very shy and very timid person. Like, it was painful. This guy also knows. It was painful as how shy I was, just because that's always how I was. I was always so quiet, reserved, just never really wanted to make myself known. Like, I was the hunchback guy. I was always like this, shoulders up, head down, just so I would make myself look small so nobody would notice me. I was always ashamed. Mm-hmm. And then anytime you were trying to like break out of that, you always had people being like, hey, Nate, like, why are you acting different? And I'm like, well, I'm not acting different. I'm acting how I want to be. I want to be this guy, but everybody expects you to be the same way, this guy. So when I moved out here, I had a blank slate. It was great. I was like, I can be and act how I want to be. So that was great growing up. But still, the same thing. I was always very small. Started working, and Cash and I, that's where we met. One of our jobs, worked together. And at the time, I was going to the gym with my cousin a little bit, and same thing, like nothing crazy. I didn't really see any progress, because you're just going there, you're just, faffing around, stuff like this. And I finally kind of didn't really like give up, but I realized like what everybody was saying about, it's going to be impossible for you to ever, amount to anything and like gain size. I kind of started believing in that, like believing that the impossible was impossible. So started working there, and it was a great time. Started like meeting some like really cool people, and actually, I have to say the story of how we first met.
So before you continue, you guys have known each other for over a decade now.
Yeah.
Right.
We were talking 12 years now.
Yeah.
Wow.
12 years.
Long time.
You're my longest lasting friend.
Yeah,
Actually.
that's crazy.
Family.
Family. Yeah. So the
edited version of how we met.
100%. It's you guys don't even know this story how we met. So we're working together, and I've been working there for like about a month or two. I've seen you guys around, and like they were kind of like the definition of, to me, the cool kids, where they're always having fun, always laughing. I mean, like, this guy's got the loudest laugh I've ever seen of somebody, so you can hear him across the entire job. And one day, he comes up to me, and this part I'm going to have to censor a little bit. He comes up to me, and still being like a small dude, he was huge at the time, huge to me. He comes up to me, he's like, yo, you know who you are to me? And I was like, oh God, who am I to you? He's like, right? Like, I don't even want to say it. I can't even say it. I'm too white to say that word. I can't say it. I gotta censor it. And I'm like, excuse me. He's like, hey. I'm like, and he just walked away. That was the first thing he ever said to me. And he walked away. I go home that day, and I'm like, this guy owns me. I am his property now.
Yo, do you take that as a compliment? Or do you have some random guy telling you, and you sound like, oh fuck, am I gonna get bullied now? Or what is gonna happen?
That's exactly what I thought was happening. I was like, been there, done that before in high school. I'm like, I know this merry-go-round, guys. And so I was like, oh my God. And like, first interaction we've ever had. So I go home and I'm like sweating. I'm like, I gotta go to work tomorrow and see this guy. So I come to work and like right away he comes up to me. He's like, so how's it going, man? I'm like, yeah, it's going good. Yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah, how are you? And he's like, I was like just messing with you yesterday. I'm like, oh, totally. I get that. Just sweating. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like he was actually just trying to be funny. And so that was the icebreaker, I guess. It was. And they would always talk about like him and his group would always go to the gym, and I'm like, oh, super cool. Like, I've always wanted to like start working out as well, and like kind of get serious. And I think a few weeks went by, and there was one day I'm leaving work because we were like half an hour away from each other, like starting schedule and ending. And he was just like, you want to come to the gym with us? You want to go for a workout? Yes. Immediately, yes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that was my in. And that was how we started like getting to know each other and talking. And for me, that was, I want to say maybe one of like my defining moments in my life. Of that moment was where my life turned around, because I got lucky. I want to say, I know a lot of people don't necessarily get the treatment that I got growing up, or like through my workout experience. Nobody's gonna get what I got, and I'm so thankful for that, because most of the time nobody really knows what they're doing or like where to start. Like, I had no idea. I knew nothing about working out except for a couple videos, but I got approached by a couple guys that looked huge and were like, "Yo, you wanna train with us?" And it was an immediate yes. Start working out with you, and I still remember the first day.
What was it?
Oh, it was leg day.
And that's why we knew you were the one, because you didn't say, nah, screw that. You came. It was a leg day. Most guys don't like leg days.
It was embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. So my first day was, so I showed up. I went home. My dad was like, hey, like, what's going on? So I'm like, I'm going to the gym. He's like, what? Like, I met some friends.
Well done, son.
I'm proud of you.
I was a huge loser nerd growing up. I'll be the first to admit it. And so I went there and I waited, and finally he shows up. Everybody shows up, and we go for a workout. And the first thing we did was squats. And so, yeah, we went for squats right away. And he's like, oh, you got like a little experience working out. And me being like, well, yeah, I like working out with my cousin. I'm like, I got a little bit of experience. He's like, okay, we'll put on a plate. So for a plate, it's just one plate aside, 135 pounds. You got this. In my head, I'm like, I've never done a squat before, but let's give it a go, all right? I get under the bar, lift it up, take my little step back, and I go down, but I never came back up. I dropped. The weight, as soon as I bent my knees, I buckled, slammed it. Like, luckily it had the
hold stoppers, yeah.
Bar hits that, all of a sudden Cash goes, wow! Like, dude, you good? My legs went to jail. My little chicken legs buckled. That was it. I hit the ground, and he's like, dude, like, I just killed you on your first. He's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah. No, like, brush it off, like, yeah, I've got this. He's like, okay, let's set you down with a little bit less weight. So he takes off the 45s, puts on the 25s, and still I'm going down. My knees are just knocking, and I did it, right? And so that was the first workout exercise I did with you guys. Finished up the entire day, and I remember going home just being like, that was the best. That was the greatest thing ever. Like, even though I had failed and made a fool of myself, and it was super embarrassing dropping the weight in the gym, I was so happy because that was my in. And at the end of the workout, they're like, yeah, if you want to like show up tomorrow and work out with us again, same time, same place. I'm like, sure, sounds good. And you tell this funny because...
You know what's funny is we talk to the boys and we're like, he's not coming tomorrow. There's not a chance. This is not going to make it. It's like, this guy's knees buckled, bro. We almost killed the guy. He's not going to show up. We want to be nice and be like, yeah, you want to come tomorrow? Yeah, come. Yeah. And we're thinking, no, he's not coming, bro. We killed him. There was one of the boys, we're talking, we're like, there's not a chance, bro. Yeah. Not a chance.
Most people wouldn't come.
Yeah.
So
next day we finished work, and I don't even think I like saw you guys, and I went straight to the gym. So when they pulled up, I got out of the car, and they all just looked over at me and they're like, yo, you actually came? And they'd say, like, we didn't think you were actually going to show up. I'm like, what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
I lost all hope in you.
And that was it. Like,
Yep.
as soon as you guys saw that I showed up for the second day, you were like, this guy's legit. He wants this.
Yeah.
And that was, I guess, like, technically for me, the beginning of the end, where that's where everything started for me.
Yeah.
Was
100%.
you guys. So growing up, and I think for like a lot of people, like, you might see me now being like, oh, this guy's always been this way. Absolutely not. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, is that I struggled when I first started. Like, I was set up for failure. Like, nothing I could have done on my own probably would have worked. So going from having nothing to what I am now just kind of goes to show that it can be done. And we're still going to go through a bunch more, because it's a long journey. I've been working out we've known each other 12 years. So
Yeah.
12 years that I was working out, where there's a lot in between, but it doesn't just happen overnight. It's not a thing that just, hey, you want this, next year. I went from, if you know the photo, 130 pounds to what I am now, which is 200, and the heaviest I've been with, the other photo is 206, right? That's over the span of 12 years doing it. And once again, believe it or not, doing it all naturally. That's the biggest thing, and that's one of my biggest accomplishments throughout my weightlifting career, is doing this naturally, right?
Yeah, it's like a new skill, right? A new skill comes in front of you. It's like you're looking at gibberish. You don't know how you're going to do it.
I had no clue what I was doing. If it wasn't for, Cash over here, that you researched the stuff, you knew everything. You had spreadsheets, I think. It was crazy. We would show up to the meticulous, very meticulous, and that's good, and that's not necessarily what works best for me. I'm not that guy where I'm that meticulous. I'm just the guy that gets stuff done. You tell me to do this, like, hey, do it like this, do it like that. I love that. So being the trainee was the best.
Absolutely.
I don't like being the trainer or trying to figure it out on my own. Just tell me what to do. I'm gonna get it done. And I think that's what worked very well for us in our group at the time.
Absolutely. And you were a very good trainee. And that's what we were discussing earlier, when I'm like, hey, listen, like, I can give you the blueprint, I can tell you, and I can train you and show you this, but if you don't apply it, it's not going to work. And you applied it very well. You never questioned anything. But I mean, that being said too, I gave you all the information. I'm like, do this because of this.
Yes.
Change this angle because of that. This is going to work more of this. This is going to work more of that. Just slight little tweaks are going to enhance certain other parts of that muscle, right? So that, I mean, if you're ever out there, boys, and you're trying to help someone out and you're trying to train them for something, give them the information as to why you want them to do it this way. Because then, I mean, if you just tell, hey, just do it this way, and you don't give them the why, some people will be like, well, why? And like, no one likes the answer, just do it because I told you to.
No.
Nobody wants that. So, and like I said, man, as much as like, you give me credit, I give you a lot of credit, because like, you did show up.
Yeah.
Like, you did. You're like the cat came back the very next day. He was the cat that came back every goddamn day, and he pushed it, bro. You really pushed it. You earned all of that. All of it.
It was honestly, like, it's been a long road, and I think everybody, even throughout life, has your ups and downs, right? You go through all that, where in the beginning, like, it was great working out with you guys. We had the exact same schedule, and we were same gym every single day. I think we only took like one rest day a week, and it was the consistency, and it was just nice having that support and that motivation to keep going. Where we talked about it a little earlier, where it's the healthy competition, where you training us, I'll call you the alpha in this situation. Like, you being the alpha of the group. The wolf pack. You're the alpha of the group. You were showing us what to do, but you also had to do it better than us, because you wanted us to surpass you, so you trained us that hard, but you also couldn't let us surpass you.
Yes.
To keep the hierarchy. And I mean that in a good way, though, whereas you pushed us to do better, but by pushing us, you pushed yourself. And by us wanting to prove to you that we're just as good as you, pushed you then that next step up. And it was an incredibly healthy group we had working out together.
Absolutely.
And I think my first 6 months is when I put on probably like the most amount of weight. I think I went from 130 to 150, like 20 pounds of weight, just like that. And even like the years prior, where just going consistently, I kept progressing, where my biggest thing was I always set realistic expectations where I know a lot of people, they want to go from point A to B, no in between. They're like, I just want to get there.
Yeah.
Yes, but be realistic with yourself. If I was 130 pounds back then and said, hey, I want to get to 200 within 2 years, it's not going to happen. That's never going to be a thing unless I'm taking steroids. That's not going to happen. So I was set very small goals where it was, hey, I'm 150. All right, my goal is now 160. And I never put a time frame on it. It was just, hey, hit 160. Got to the next level and kept going. And by being consistent with this group, I was phenomenal. I miss those days.
They were good.
I miss it. Yeah.
There was a lot of brotherhood with the group as well. It was very healthy.
Yeah.
With our, you want to talk about the pre-workout jam sessions we used to have?
So what we would do was we would all show up because you were at the time a little bit off of our shift, just by like half an hour. So we would always show up first, we'd jam it out.
And I was still late.
And you're always
Yeah, you came late today too, by the way.
He also came about half an hour late today.
Yeah.
Just to let you guys know.
He was late yesterday too at the game that he went to.
What, you were late yesterday?
Yeah, he was.
Again?
He was, yeah. I wasn't there, but I know.
That's the third game. I didn't go to this one because I was occupied. But
Yeah, same.
That's the third
Things
game.
don't change, bro.
Oh, man.
But hey, you know what? To his defense, he actually did show up to work. Before we were getting assigned agendas, he did show up on time twice out of the work week.
The past work week, yeah.
Yeah, so he was 2 out of the day. So
26?
yeah, 5. But yeah,
Oh, man.
he did.
things never change.
So, Nate, my question to you is obviously, you went through this journey where you had change happening. What would you tell, the listeners, the viewers watching this? What were some other challenges that you had to maybe potentially overcome outside of the gym while this was all happening? Because obviously, to reach, the journey that you were on, obviously you fell face first maybe a million times before you got to the top, right?
Absolutely.
So what are some other challenges that you potentially had to face?
It's biggest thing for me, I think, that I really had to work on was, I don't want to say mentality, but everything that's just up in here, where you are your own worst enemy. You're your worst critique. And once again, growing up being that shy guy, that was a byproduct of that. I was always in my head. I was always worried about what people think of me. By me doing this, is somebody going to look over and be like, what's that guy doing? What a weirdo, right? So that's why I was that hunchback guy. And trying to get yourself out of that was a very, very hard thing to do. Where as much as the guys were pushing me to be this, ambitious guy, this great guy and all this stuff, no matter what they did, wouldn't change that. It was all up to me. So that internal battle of being who you want to be was the hardest. And it's really hard to explain, where it's simple. People are like, oh, well, just don't be that way then. Like, of course you can say that to somebody, but in order to actually change yourself, that's hard.
Because people are so comfortable in their own way of growing up
Exactly.
and being a certain way. It's so hard to
Growing up for the
break that
past
wall.
19 years having that same mentality, and then trying to break that mentality where, like, today I'm a very confident guy, right? Like, nobody can tell me anything else. Like, I wear what I want to wear, do what I want to do. I look like a fool in public. Don't care. I'm happy. And that's the biggest thing, was just trying to be me, where I don't know if I want to say I was necessarily trying to be somebody else. I was just, who are you? Who is Nate to the world? And being that guy and finding out how I wanted to be, I think that was like my biggest struggle, where at some point I just had to stop caring. And that was like the big thing. And not in like in a mean way. I'm like, I don't care what my mom thinks of me, what my sister, like I still care about that. But it was just, you told me this. It was, why are people so concerned about what general public thinks of you? Like, you're walking down the street and you're worried what the guy passing by you thinks of you. What do you care? you're going to see that guy for 3 seconds out of your life, and you're never going to see him again.
Yes.
You're never going to see him again. So why do you care more about what that guy thinks of you than the people that actually care about you, the people that you're going to see every single day? And you kind of go, you're right. Like, what's the point of that?
So obviously, when I first met you, my impression of you was, look at this guy, like he's, head to toe, like he's perfection, nicest guy, super humble, and I had nothing but, good things to say about you, and like my first impression of you was like, just top notch, right?
Good.
But then I remember last year we were having a conversation, and you mentioned something. You said that when we were working together, you said that you don't like wearing headphones in the gym because you want to be approachable so people can approach you.
Yep.
Because I just say if somebody looks at you in the gym, right? Obviously, some people have resting bitch faces. Some people are just like, should I even, bother telling, how many sets do you have left, or whatever the case is, or even asking for advice, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you did that. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
No, absolutely. And I'll rope it into this, is that anybody that's starting out that wants to get into working out, and you might not be as lucky as me, and you might not have a group of guys that invites you out, or you have a means. You might just have to go by yourself. Don't feel ashamed of that. Go do something, and when you're at the gym, don't feel bad about asking questions. And this goes into why I don't wear headphones in the gym, is that I want to be approachable, right? The general rule is when you're wearing headphones in the gym, that means don't approach me, right?
Do not disturb.
Exactly. And once again, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because some people just work out better with music. That's the thing, right? Even me, if there's music going on in the background, it pumps me up. A good song comes on, you're like, yeah, I got this. But for me, I want to be approached. I want to be somebody that somebody can come up to and be like, hey, I'm sorry, like, to disturb you. Can I ask you what you're doing, or how you're doing, or like, what did you do to become the way you are? So that's kind of my thing that I do to give back to. Once again, I was very gracious of people that helped me out in the past. I still want to be that guy where I pay that forward. Then I want to help out other people, where I might not be the guy to where you're doing your bench press and I come up to you and be like, hey, can I show you a better way to do this? I'm not that guy. I'm never going to be that guy.
So have you found success in that? Have people approached you and asked you questions?
Yes, all the time. And those are the people that I will give 110% to, where you broke out of your comfort zone, where that's huge to me. Like, you took that step to break out of your comfort zone, come up to, I'm the biggest guy in the gym, and you approach me and said, hey, that's a huge compliment, in all honesty, where it's, you're coming to me, and that clearly means that I've either done something to get to this point right, or I know a trick or two. That's a huge compliment. I love that. So, of course, if you come up to me and say, hey, man, like, do you mind showing me this? Absolutely, I got your back. And it's just a way of me paying it forward, because it was done to me. So
You're an inspiration to these guys, and that's why. Because, you're not going to go to advice to someone that doesn't have what you want. So when they look at you, they're like, hey, this guy's super fit. He knows something that I don't. So, and that being said, you're very approachable, too. Just by, like you said, without the headphones. But it's a superpower in itself, because there's people that have seen me in public, and as I'm working out, I'm like the meanest person. I have a do not disturb face on, but as soon as someone talks to me, they're like, whoa, you're such a happy guy. I'm terrible for that.
When I first met him.
Oh yeah, you probably there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. My ex said that too.
Yeah.
She said that. She's like, you're so nice though. Like, what the heck? I'm like, well, talk to me. I'm just like a lion, and then all of a sudden I'm like a kitty when you know me, right? But that's a superpower that you have, because regardless, anywhere, you're just always smiling. You ever see me walking around by myself? They'll be like, oh, I don't want to talk to him. He's like having a bad day, and I'm like, somebody talk to me. I'm a nice guy. But I'm proud of you for that, man. That is a superpower, bro. It's a superpower you have.
It's actually really funny, where my wife will tell you her funny story of me being always such a nice guy. She got mad at me for being too nice one time, where she gets mad. Love you, babe. Love you. But she road rages a lot, and I'll be driving and somebody cuts me off. I'm like, no, well, I'm still gonna get there eventually. And she'd be freaking out in the passenger seat, and I'm like, relax, it's all good, it doesn't matter. And we get home one day, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, babe, sometimes I need you to get on my level. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you never get mad. Like, you're never mad. And it makes me mad. Like, what are you talking about? Me being happy makes you mad? She's like, yes. What are you talking about?
Dude, that's the number one thing in the whole world, that you can never be happy.
I love her. She gets me now. Like, this was early on in our relationship, and I'm like, I'm not going to waste my energy being an unhappy guy. I've got nothing to be unhappy about. Like, the way my life has gone and where I started, where I'm at now, I should only be happy, right?
I'm just genuinely trying to think of a time you were actually angry.
Yeah, I can't.
I bet you can't think of
I
time.
can't think of
Like frustrated, share a bit of emotion where your voice just gets a bit deeper or something. You raise it slightly, but like angry, I don't think in my entire life.
Even at work, when obviously we're taking care of situations, and this guy's like, oh, that's the bigger guy? I wish I took the bigger guy on. This one time, obviously, it was me and a couple other guys having to take down this one guy. Yeah. And the guy was huge. He was massive. Yeah. And then we had to call some extra, backup and everything. And then he comes out of nowhere and says, oh, I wish I was there to take on this.
Just happily, right? Like,
whatever. Yeah.
I'm genuinely trying to think of a time where you were like angry. I don't think I've ever...
No, I'm happy. No. Like I said, I have a great life, and I have nothing to be upset about. So I'm always just a smiley guy.
I want whatever blood pressure meds you're taking, dog.
So I have a quick question for you. Yeah, so during your workout journey, what was the best you've ever felt? And what changes have you made in your workout journey to feel that good? Whether it's your weight, the amount of muscle you have, just how you feel, the most confident and the most best you felt with yourself.
So I would say 2 times, 2 different ways. Physically, best I've ever felt was, like I was telling you guys earlier, right out of doing training for the 9 weeks there, just doing a lot of cardio, and it was a lot of mobility stuff. I felt great. Felt so good. Felt so limber. Felt strong. Just like the breathing was well, and it translated into my workouts where it's that saying, body in motion stays in motion. That's the best I've ever felt physically. And I would say the best I've ever felt mentally is like today. Honestly, like I'm 30 years old now, and mentally, the best I've ever been. Honestly, each day I keep getting better and better. I keep challenging myself, and I've always seen the progress. I've never hit my plateau when it comes to working out. I've always made progress. So in the 12 years that I've been working out, each day I'm just a happier and better version of myself. So it's going to be my answer to that one.
That's good.
Yeah.
So obviously off camera, you were talking about how, you always want to be the student rather than the teacher. Yeah. You want to be the one who's always learning, growing. Obviously, like you just mentioned right now, beyond that, where do you feel like you stand right now in your life? Do you have any other aspirations, ambitions that you're still trying to reach? Or is it more so you're trying to elevate yourself with what you have right now?
So for me, like I already kind of told you, yes, like my goal right now is I'm sitting at 200 pounds. My goal is 210 by end of the year. That's my 2026 goal. Hopefully I get there. I'm going to push my hardest to get there, but...
You better start training again.
Oh, absolutely. That's my back. But another reason why I still keep going is 2 reasons. One, I've been working out for 12 years. If I stop now, what was the past 12 years for? Right? I'm not going to throw that away. I've put way too much time in, way too much money, and way too much effort to just stop now. And the second of all is, it's going to sound a little cocky, I love being that guy that people look up to. I love being that guy where people look up to me and go like, I wish I was you.
It's a good feeling.
It's a great feeling because I remember being that guy. I remember being that guy looking up to somebody and being like, man, I wish I was him. I wish I was that guy. Now, roles are reversed. I'm like walking through Costco and somebody's like, man, I wish I was your size. And I'm like, that's right. Like, I am that guy now. I don't see that time. Like, I don't have that mentality of I'm this big macho guy anymore, but that feels good. Like I said, so when someone comes up to me and says, like, yeah, how do you do that? It comes back to me and I'm like, this is why I do that. I like being that symbol that somebody can look at and be like, hey, And once again, for anybody that puts in a little bit of time with me, like they'll know my story of where I started and where I'm at now. And you know, they're like, oh, it's impossible. I'm like, no, it's not. Where I was that guy that thought it was impossible, was told ever since growing up, like, it's going to be impossible for you to ever achieve where you're at now. Mm-hmm. But I'm that standing example of I turned the impossible into possible. And
absolutely. You know what? Cheers to that. Cheers to you being that guy and making.
I appreciate that.
I'll reach. Oh,
There you go.
long arms.
Still can't relate.
So I guess for once again for the the younger people watching this, listening to this, for the people that have aspirations to be where you're at right now, what would be a piece of advice that you can genuinely give them, not just for working out, but just in life in general? You would say.
I'd say two things is, one, it's the basic one. Just do something. Start somewhere. Where a lot of people want to like wait for a certain time. We're like, oh, the New Year's. Well, I don't care whatever it is, wherever you start, just start doing something. Because like for me, it's taken me 12 years to get to where I'm at now. That 12 years stays the same. If I would have started 5 years later down the road, that 12 years would just add on to that. So if you want to achieve something, start it today, because if it's going to take 10 years to get there, doesn't matter where you start. 5 years down the road, it's still going to take 10 years. Do something. And then the second is put yourself out there. Is I think one of the biggest things I want to say is that, like I said, I got lucky, very lucky, where somebody else put themselves out there for me, where you're not going to have that perfect scenario, right? If you're waiting for somebody to come up to you and be like, hey, you want to come with me? Want me to show you things? It's not going to happen. I'm just going to tell you that right now. The majority of it's not going to happen. So put yourself out there where, if you're in the gym and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Once again, like I said, if a guy looks like me in the gym and you go ask him like, hey, this is my first day here. Can you show me a thing or two? That's going to be a compliment to that guy. Don't feel weird, or girl, don't feel weird doing that, but you're going to have to put yourself out there a little bit, because those people, proper gym etiquette is they're not going to approach you and be like, hey, do you want me to teach you a thing or two? You got to ask them. Yeah. And I think that's a big thing where people, they kind of fall short, where even myself, I'll be like in the gym, I'll be doing something and, bouncing off all the mirrors. I see some guy looking at me and just watching what I'm doing. Like, come up and talk with me. I had one time this guy came up to me and I was doing a shoulder day, and right at the end of the workout, he comes up to me. He's like, I'm going to be completely honest with you, dude. I was like, yeah, what? He's like, I followed you the entire workout. I did the machine after you. And as you were doing your next workout, I was watching you and I just mimicked it the whole way around. I was like,
no way.
The whole workout. I was like, you were just like spying on me. He's like, absolutely. I'm calling myself out. I'm like, once again, that felt so good. And he's like, hey, can I ask you a few more things? I'm like, absolutely. Because he put himself out there, and I, stayed an extra 5-10 minutes talking with him, and it's a great compliment. So put yourself out there is the biggest thing I would tell, newcomers to that. Yeah.
Guys I remember there was a group of guys that used to follow us too at LA Fitness. They used to follow every workout we did.
Yeah, they used to take pictures, remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they did.
No yeah. No. How many times I looked over and the guy's like in the mirror. And I'm like,
what's he doing in?
If you're watching this.
Yeah. He still remembers 10 years later, bro.
Yeah. And that resonates to our work too, because if you go up to certain people to train you or ask a question, and some people just brush you off, and like, you're just here, just with time you'll get it. But then there's a certain people you go to and they're solid. Like,
absolutely,
they're the reason you enjoy your job. They're the reason you go in and you can work with them and just ask questions and you feel good about yourself. You don't wake up in the morning dreading going to work or dreading going to the gym.
I'm so happy going.
Exactly.
And I gotta say that you wear it well, and by what that means is like, so you were once very small. Now you're very muscular, large, fit. People go up to you.
Yeah.
And sometimes that changes a person.
Yeah.
When they achieve something, now they're like, you know what? I worked hard, so screw everyone else.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You are the exact opposite. You are still that little boy.
Oh, absolutely.
In this body. And that little boy was a very kind, genuine soul, right? So that's what I mean by you wear it well. You wear it with honor. You're humble about it. And like I said, like, I've sometimes, like, I'm a hypocrite if I say I'm always like that. Sometimes I am a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Sometimes I actually am. And like when I look at you, I'm like, bro, I could learn a thing or two from you because you've never even slipped up once. You know, so yeah, that's what I gotta say. Like I commend that you wear it so well. There's a lot of people achieve something, no matter what it is. They make some money, they buy a new car, they get a girlfriend, a hot girlfriend, whatever. All of a sudden, they think they're the shit and they treat everyone different. Not you. You have never.
I'm still just that tiny little kid.
Yeah.
First photo, I'm still that tiny little guy inside, just in a man's body.
Absolutely.
So the 30-year-old man, Nate, now.
Yeah.
What would you tell your little boy, Nate, 15-year-old Nate self? If you had something to tell him now, what would you tell him?
Easy. Biggest thing I would tell him is stop caring what other people think about you. Stop. All those people, and this isn't a knock on them at all. It's just, it's facts. All those people that, you know, made fun of me, and not even like in a mean way, just everybody that I was worried about back in the day, I don't talk with any of those guys.
Yeah.
Back from like school, I talked with maybe 3 people from back then. Other than that, nobody. So those people growing up, they kind of dictated how I was back then. It's just based on, you know, me though. That I was the problem. I was worried about what they thought about me and how I would act. So yeah, I'll just say simply back then, just stop caring what people think about you. Do what makes you happy, and you know, that's where I started becoming incredibly happy with my life. It was just doing what I wanted to do, wearing what I want to wear. I mean, you saw me at your birthday party. You see what I like to wear.
100%. Yeah.
I love that though, because
wear it well.
Another reason as to why I do that is I want to be different. I don't want to be that same guy because, you know, like you were just saying to me, I'm a very charismatic guy, very nice, where you go to the gym, you're going to see 30 other guys that look like me that are all trying to act tough and everything. I want to be that one guy that's different.
Yeah.
Right? So that's always my thing.
And, you know, like, if anyone has watched Captain America: The First Avenger, like, it is, like, the exact real-life story. You are still Steve Rogers when he was that, without the super soldier serum.
Yeah.
You know, you are legit that same, because remember in the movie, he jumped in front of the grenade, and he didn't have the super soldier serum. He had the heart. That is that's what I mean by you're still the same kind person, and you have the super soldier serum now, but it's like a natural super soldier serum that took 10 years to fucking make, and you're still the same dude. And like, that's why, like I say, like, you are one person that is a legit inspiration. Like I said, I've slipped up. We've all slipped up, man. Like, I don't think I've ever, like I said, I've never seen a guy get angry. Like, this is incredible. If he was the Hulk, you never see the Hulk.
Maybe that's why.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's why.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
You can do this all day.
He can do it. We had to get that line in here.
I genuinely use that line in the gym. It's a little funny side story, I guess, where we talked about this beforehand, where Cash was saying that his training style with me is very like old school, like way back in the day when your parents used to be able to actually hit you a little bit, where it's the tough love. I don't do well with positive reinforcement, I guess I'm going to call it. And it's not
good job, honey.
Yeah, exactly. I don't do well with that. It's when we started working out, it was like do it, like
man up
mentality, where
shaming you if you didn't do it.
It's hard. It's difficult. Yeah, it's meant to be. Pussy, do it.
Yeah.
I never worked well that way. It was always like, hey, just lift it. Don't be a bitch. You know, doing chest press where I'm like, you know, he would pick my weight for me where I'm like, no, like that weight's good. He's like, no, I know you can do more, bitch. Yeah. I'm going to load it up for you. And I'd get under there. I'm all nervous. He's like, you better not fail. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you see those 2 girls over there? They're looking at you. Don't be a bitch in front of them. I'm like, oh my God. Like, you got to be joking me right now. And so I would, or whatever it was. And that's how I do well. It's weird. I don't know. Tough love is good. Where that like soft, like, oh, it's okay, sweetie. Like, you'll get it eventually one day. It's not going to get you there. Or it will. It's just going to take 3 times as long. Yeah. That tough love of just you, like you were saying earlier, I can give you all the tools. I can give you all the information. You have to implement them. You have to be the one to do it. Where if you're not going to do the hard work, you're not going to achieve this. You're not going to get anywhere with it. You're going to keep going around in your little hamster wheel again and again and again. And so I still, 12 years later, use it. I'll be lifting in, the wife, when we first started getting together, she's like, you got this. I'm like, no, call me a bitch. I'm like, trying to lift the weight up. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, call me a bitch. She's like, all right, you bitch. But yeah, no, like, I'll tell her that, and she was weirded out at first by it, but now she gets it, where that's the motivation I need. And even, people at our work, same thing, like, to keep me motivated, I have a couple guys at my, it sounds super toxic, but it works for me, where they're like, oh man, you look so good and all these things, like, you got such big arms. I'm like, no, don't tell me that. Tell me I got small arms. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I do better that way. So I got a couple guys where I'll be like in the hallways walking, and they're like, yo, Nate. I'm like, oh, what's up? They're like, yo, arms looking a little small there, guy. I'm like, oh man, I'm just gonna go to the gym. I'm just gonna crush it out. Yeah, and it works though. It's just, I don't know. It's
feel better too.
Yeah,
I find that the man up thing is facts, is what it is. It's no bullshit. It's no like it's not sugarcoating it. It's like, you didn't do that properly, you didn't lift it properly, or you can do more. Quit making excuses. You did 12 reps of that 70 pounds, meaning you can go to 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, do it. Don't be a bitch about it, right? Yeah. So that's why it works so well with you. Because most people, if it doesn't work for you, great. You can find something else. But trust me, this is what you get when you just actually apply it, right?
I guess the
love that makes you want to do better too, right? Because if you get the little puppy dog love, you'll be like, no, but he said I'm doing okay.
And honestly,
I don't have to.
You don't really get the truth.
Yeah.
I'll say this, like, this is a perfect way to end, I guess, the podcast. That's why it worked well for me, and I think that's why it still works well to me this day. It was growing up with, believing it was impossible, was complaining about it for 19 years straight of just, I wish I was that, I wish I was this. Like, talking about it and getting that, like, oh, it's okay, sweetie, like, you don't have to be big, or like, oh, you'll get there one day. It didn't get me there. What got me there was doing it. So
absolutely,
it's the tough love. Like, no, you will forever be small, and you'll never amount to anything unless you do it. And that's why it works, is because did it for 12 years. I'm still doing it, and I would not be at where I'm at today without just doing it. Manning up, stop caring about what people think, stop complaining about, oh, I wish I was big. No, go get big. Go and do it. And the tough love works. Honestly.
And here you are.
Yeah.
Here we all are.
Lovely, bro.
It's actually crazy because I was actually looking at some quotes today, and this one quote randomly came up, and it was it went something like this: "If it doesn't challenge you, it'll never change you."
Yeah.
Which is perfect.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the quote, ladies and gentlemen. If it doesn't challenge you, it'll never change you.
Is that the homework?
Sleep on that.
Oh, there's no homework today?
No homework today, no. Just this one time. No homework today.
Just remember that quote.
But ladies and gentlemen, Nate, thank you very much for joining us.
Absolute.
Any closing remarks at all? I mean, you said everything, but anything?
Honestly, the two things. One, once again, thank you so much for me being you guys' first guest. Absolute honor. When you guys first told me that you guys all chose me for the first, I was almost in tears. I was honestly so excited to be here. Awesome. Amazing. And then second, this one's more of like it's a funny one. You guys will like this. I'm not going to lie. The only one thing that I'm a little upset with about this podcast, no chicken hot dogs.
Oh, don't even.
You're about that. Don't even. Completely honest, this might just be my white boy ignorance. I didn't know chicken hot dogs were a thing until you guys started talking about them. I had no clue. I had no idea they were a thing, and you guys started.
I was the only one that probably knew about them.
You guys started talking about chicken hot dogs. I'm like, what are you guys?
Bro, it's not just a thing; it's the thing, bro.
You guys made it very, very clear.
You saw me eat that.
I know. I was like, I was sitting there watching the episode, and I was like, I want a chicken hot dog now. Yeah. I've never had one, never heard about it. 30 years old, never heard of a chicken hot dog.
Done.
You guys.
And I'll take care of that.
All right, done.
I'll get it done. I'll get it done.
Okay. That's gonna be that's the thing. Changing the podcast name to Chicken Hot Dogs.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the social medias. And obviously Spotify as well, Apple Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio now too.
Get 'em.
Thank you very much for that, by the way. Am I missing anything? No?
Let them know.
Maybe.
Let them know.
But
you for life.
my name's Adil.
I'm Cash.
I'm Ray.
And I've been Nate.
Thank you very much. Peace. See you next time.
See ya.